I never thought I'd be telling this story. My name's Ron. I'm 31 now. When this story starts, I was 30 and convinced I was building a future with my then girlfriend Maya. I'd been with Maya for 3 years. She was 33, confident, sharp witted, the kind of woman who liked nice restaurants and expensive weekends. I wasn't rich or flashy, but I was loyal, and I did my best to make sure that she never lacked anything. I skipped meals, picked up extra shifts, and quietly saved for a ring I planned to give her before the year ended. Then I started to notice some changes. At first, these were subtle shifts, like staying out late, changing her password, not being accountable, spending a lot of time on her phone. And then her phone started buzzing at random hours, every night. She said it was work, deadlines, emergencies, family. I wanted to believe her because believing her was easier than admitting something felt off. But after a while, 1 a.m. stopped sounding like work and started sounding like a lie that had gotten too comfortable. I snooped. I know you're not supposed to, but once I did, my entire reality cracked. It wasn't just one guy. Oh, no, no, no. It was four. Four different threads, different tones, different versions of her. Pictures, late night plans, inside jokes, jokes about me. One was my childhood best friend. One was her boss. One was our neighbor. And the gay friend she was always hanging out with? Turns out he wasn't gay at all. This wasn't a mistake. This was an 8-month operation, well thought out, running in parallel while I was exhausting myself to make sure she was comfortable and provide a future that, unbeknownst to me, she'd already checked out of. When I confronted her, I expected denial, tears, anger, anything human. But no, she laughed, actually laughed. She told me I was predictable, said she was bored. Then she said the part that stuck. You're broke. I can't keep doing this with someone who's always struggling. For context, I was struggling because I was saving up for a house, a wedding, and a $6,000 ring. As the sole provider, everything fell on me. The rent, groceries, utilities. And even with all that and zero financial contributions from her, I always made sure that all her needs were met. That night, I packed what I could and left while she went out to clear her head, probably out with one of them. After that, everything went quiet. I blocked numbers, found a new apartment, started therapy, not because I wanted closure, but because I didn't trust my own thoughts anymore. I felt humiliated, disposable, replaceable, like I had been living in a relationship she'd already exited. But something strange happened a few weeks later. Instead of collapsing, I focused. I stayed at my job, but I showed up differently. Earlier mornings, later nights, less autopilot. I added a high-ticket side hustle. I joined a gym not out of spite, but because I had a lot of free time and I needed to feel in control over something. I dropped friends who had known what Maya was doing and stayed silent, replaced late nights with hiking, climbing, and people who valued loyalty over access. Within a year, everything changed. My body changed. My posture changed. I got promoted. My side business took off. My income tripled. But more importantly, my confidence stopped depending on anyone else's approval. 5 months later, I ran into Sarah. She was 29, one of Maya's old college friends, and we'd always had an unspoken connection, but I'd been off limits back then. We started with coffee, then dinner, then honest conversations that didn't feel like tests. Sarah was stable, grounded, appreciative. She didn't measure my worth by what I spent. She noticed how I showed up. She reminded me that there are still people who aren't carrying old wounds, people who are whole, emotionally healed. For real, there are. We've been together for 7 months now, and it's the healthiest relationship I've ever had. When Maya found out, chaos followed. Unknown numbers, missed calls, voice notes, insults at first, but soon apologies, crying, hyperventilating. She said she made a huge mistake. Turns out her boss fired her.
The neighbor moved. She couldn't renew the lease, so she had to move back in with her parents. My ex-friend got caught cheating and imploded his own relationship. The gay friend ghosted her completely the moment she needed emotional support. Suddenly, she wanted to talk about us again. What's that? Friends weighed in. Some said it was messy that I dated someone affiliated with her. Others said I should have stayed single longer. A few implied I was being petty. But the truth is, I didn't win anything. I just stopped losing. I didn't become rich overnight. I didn't become perfect. I just became someone who respected himself enough to move forward. And I don't feel guilty for being happy anymore. But sometimes I wonder, does anyone genuinely think of me as the asshole? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.